Assalamu alaikum all. Hello and welcome back to JK's Corner. My name is Joke. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. On my channel, I generally talk about healthy eating, healthy living. I also talk about my life as a Nigerian Muslim woman living in the UK. I talk about things that would help new Nigerians who are moving to the UK, moving to America, moving to Canada. If those are the kind of things you like seeing on YouTube, please recommend my channel to somebody else. Also, remember to subscribe to my channel before you leave. Thank you very much. As we're aware, inflation keeps going up. There's nothing that is almost affordable anymore. We've been seeing it very regularly on our news, in cost of living crisis, how the base rates of interest keep rising. This video was inspired by a comment I read on LinkedIn. As always, I am not doing any of my video to bash anyone. I'm hoping that in the first instance, I am taking lessons when I'm doing the research into any video I make. And I'm also hoping that the lessons I have learned while I'm working towards implementing them in my life, I'm hoping that you, the viewers, are also taking one or two things into account that will, inshallah, help you to maybe make a different decision or give you a pause into how you approach any decision you want to make regarding anything. There was a post on LinkedIn about, cost of living crisis, how things are very expensive, mortgage interest rates, everything has increased. I read a comment underneath that post about they've heard that there are high interest savings accounts that are now available, that should we all now be looking to move towards these kinds of accounts for savings while we're working very hard towards creating wealth for ourselves, our families, to live as a legacy to our children. We should be aiming to create this wealth through a halal means. And we must try as much as we can to avoid any way possible of letting haram means contaminate this wealth we are creating. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about riba. I'm talking about interest. Any wealth we make through interest, through riba, is not a blessed wealth, especially if you are a practicing Muslim, if you are a Muslim, starting from reminding myself, then hopefully reminding you. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 275. And the fact is, whether we like it or not, if we are people of faith, we can't pick and choose the verses that apply to us. We have to take the Qur'an as a whole and apply them to our daily lives. Compassionate, the kindest. We all just need to keep asking for his forgiveness. I'll be reading from verse 275, and that is that those who consume interest cannot stand, in bracket, on the day of resurrection, bracket closed, except as one stands who is being beaten by Satan into insanity. That is because they say trade is like interest. But God has permitted trade and has forbidden interest. So whoever has received an admonition from his Lord and deceased may have what is past, and his affairs rest with God. But whoever returns to dealing in interests or usury, those are the companions of the fire. They will abide eternally therein. While this is quite a difficult verse to digest in the Quran, the fact is, if you are a believing Muslim, we cannot discount it, to take note of it, and we have to make sure that it affects how we make judgments, how we deal in our everyday life. And I also want to use that to appeal to any sister or brother who is an influencer or who is a public figure online, to, while I am begging us all not to take part in any interest-bearing kind of business, each person, they have their own relationship with Allah. While you are doing that, could we please remove ourselves from promoting or commenting or liking or mentioning anything that in a way supports interest, which if you do, you are then potentially encouraging someone who doesn't know about not being involved in interest-bearing loans or interest-bearing businesses, and then they may, because of your influence, now choose to go down the path of taking that loan or that business, or start saving in an account that is high interest. This is our duty, first and foremost, to ourselves, and secondly, to people who are reading our comments, people who are watching our videos, people who are reading our posts. It's down to us to ensure that whatever we are doing is always in line with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us that we can take part in. I really hope that the message has been received in the way I intended to pass the message along. So another part of this video is following an interaction I had with a sister online, and it just made me realize that, you know, we are a growing community outside of our home country. The support we enjoyed in our community in, you know, when we're still in Nigeria is a lot different to the way support looks like here. So what can we do to help people who, instead of making people to go out and seek loans that are interest bearing, you can start within your community to come together to form a community, so, and find ways of saving money or raising money, so that if somebody needs a short-term loan of a small amount of money, they don't get themselves into interest-bearing kind of loan trap. Let's not forget that even though we are going to be answerable for our actions, the fact is we are still going to answer to what role did you take in ensuring that your neighbor is able to be their best self for Allah. You're supposed to make sure your neighbor is hungry. You're supposed to make sure that they are fed. You're supposed to make sure that you give them out of your bounty. Also supposed to, if your neighbor needs some charity, you are able to step in or signpost them to where they can get that help. I'm going to read another verse that I saw. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala further says in Qur'an chapter 2 verse 280, and if someone is in hardship, then let there be postponement until a time of ease. But if you give from your right as charity, then it is better for you if you only knew. We should also be our brother's keeper or our sister's keeper. Even if you have a way of servicing that loan to ensure that you have a steady flow of revenue into that community, so you are able to support as many people as possible, as long as you're not charging interest, trade is allowed while interest is forbidden. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. So I hope you have found this video useful today. If you have, please remember to share with 1 or 2 other people. Don't forget to click on the like button, and I beg you to also please subscribe to my channel if you're yet to do so. So thank you very much for watching this video today. I will see you in my next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bye bye.